Hello, hello. Happy Monday. I am so happy that you're here practicing with me. We have 45 minutes of a yoga flow today, and we're going to do lower body focus. So, we're not going to sweat too much, where there's going to be a little bit of strengthening. Maybe we'll throw in a little something fun. I'll see how it goes. But more than anything, you can expect today to be a pretty feel good stretch, especially for the lower body, the hips. I'm guessing it's always a good time to stretch the hips, hamstrings, and we're going to pay some extra attention to the calves today. On that note, make sure you've got your things. The only thing that I told you to bring today was a mat. Or if you don't have a mat, take two towels and roll it up very, very tightly. I think I might even have to redo my mat. So you want this to be nice and firm, as solid as you possibly can, because if you haven't done this pose with me before, we're actually going to be sitting on it. Of course, if a block is part of your regular practice, go ahead, grab a block or a book. We might, I'll offer it up a couple of times throughout today, but again, you don't need to have a block or a book, only if you want it to be part of your practice. Okay. Before we get right into it, I already mentioned this last Monday, but in case you weren't at last Monday's class, I just want to let you know that I created a PayPal link actually inspired by you guys because there were a lot of you who asked me if there was any way that you could compensate me for these live classes, since these live classes are in lieu of the in-person classes that I teach. So first off, thank you again so much for asking me. I feel so appreciative about that. So that's what inspired me to create the PayPal link. These classes moving forward will be pay as you can. I know that we're all in such different situations right now. So if you do compensate me for the classes, I am so appreciative. Thank you so, so much. And if you're not in a place where you can pay for classes, don't feel bad. And guess what? I encourage you to come to class anyways. You're more than invited, because when you take care of yourself, then you're going to feel better and you're going to be in a better position to flourish once again. So take care of yourself. Okay. Oh, the link I sent it in the emails if you're on my email list, but I know that if you're just subscribed and not on the list, you may not have the link yet. So what should I do? I'll put it in the description box after this class. It's not on there yet. Okay. That's it for now. Let's get into our practice. Whenever you're ready, as you're ready, sit with your legs crossed, Sukhasana. That is, of course, unless you have sore knees or injured knees, then stretch your legs out. You can prop yourself up on a block, especially if that low back is feeling a little sore today. And whenever you're ready, your hands can cup over your knees or palms can face the sky, whichever feels most natural. Grounding. Inhale, long, deep inhale. And exhale, allow your eyelids to float closed. Perfect. For these next few breaths, just take time to arrive. Take time to arrive. And as you sink back into your body, feel as if you can feel that happening. Your sit bones ground into the mat. Your shoulders fall away from your ears. And you begin to notice your body sensations. A lot of times, when our minds are taken away, especially in the hustle and bustle, we basically yank ourselves out of our bodies. We dissociate from it. And so, as you come back as your whole self, your full self, begin to notice in more detail the sensations from your head all the way down to your toes. Yes, you're moving into a body scan now. So, take your time and notice if anything is tired or sore and it needs you to be easy on it today. Or if anything's feeling a little bit restless, maybe energized, and it really needs you to Do something with it today. Challenge it, stretch it out. Nice. Take your time all the way down to your toes. And we always take the time for grounding because your yoga practice, beyond getting into poses or being able to get into poses, is about calming of the mind chatter, is about breathing in the moment because it's in presence that all of the magic happens. It's in presence that you reconnect to that ever present sense of stillness and peace and clarity. So naturally, that is also the place where the answers that you've been seeking come to you. That is also the place where the tension that you've been holding, but maybe you might not even be aware of, begins to release. So, if this is what we did all class, for the whole class, to sit and to breathe, it would be more than perfect. Of course, we're going to move into movement. Before that, just on that note of the breath, take note of your breath. Yeah, how are you breathing? Where's that breath coming from? If it feels short, maybe a little bit shallow, and you're not already doing so, now's a good time to lengthen that breath so that when you inhale, you feel that cool air coming up through your nostrils, down the back of your throat. Let it come down through to your lungs and into your belly. And exhale, side out through your nose. Full and complete exhale, all of that toxic air out. Inhale, feel the cool air coming up through your nostrils, down the back of your throat, into both lungs, and into your belly, taking it at your own pace. And exhale, full and complete exhale. Nice. One more long, deep inhale. Fill up your heart, fill up your lungs. Notice the expansion. And exhale, full and complete exhale. And this time, as you come back to regular breathing, your natural own rhythm of breathing, notice how your breath is drawn just a little fuller, just a little longer. Okay, one last thing. That monkey mind. Check in with that monkey mind. How is it doing today? The monkey mind is our analogy or metaphor for the mind chatter. And sometimes that monkey is ricocheting everywhere within your brain. It's like as if it doesn't know how to stop. Other times it might be sitting quietly, innocently, peacefully. Where's your monkey mind today? And there's never any judgment, just simply awareness. And if that monkey mind is particularly mischievous today, it's rambunctious. And that can show up in the form of going through your to do lists, finding things to worry about, anything that draws you away from presence. And if I'm being completely honest with you right now, my monkey mind is like really egging me on because at this moment because I can't tell if the right mic is on. The right mic wasn't on Thursday. So yeah, even yoga teachers have to work with and become aware of the monkey mind. And wherever it is, again, there's no judgment, there's no forcing it. Just take comfort in knowing that as you continue your long, deep inhales and long, deep exhales. Nice. Anything that jitters, any anxieties or worries or that kind of rambunctious monkey mind will begin to calm, will begin to soothe. Okay, let's do one releasing breath. Long, deep inhale through your nose. Deeper inhale than you could. One sip more. And exhale through your mouth. Letting go of all that does not serve you. Then on your next inhale, gently flutter your eyes open, arms up toward the sky. Reach up, stretch up, feel good. Sway from side to side. I know today's lower body focus, but we're not going to forget to give our upper body a little bit of love. Come on back to center. Reach forward, draw your belly button into your spine, round that upper back, and really notice if there's any tightness through the shoulders or upper back that you're stretching, finding space. And inhale, rise up, a gentle twist, twisting left hand over your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, sit tall, and exhale, twisting. The movement coming from your torso, not so much the neck. Inhale, both hands rise up, nice, and exhale, right hand over your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twisting, just warming up the spine. Nothing crazy. Inhale, come on back to center, and we're going to start on our backs today. So it's going to feel so good. Come all the way onto your back, hug your knees into your chest, rock from side to side. Maybe get some low back release, and eventually drop that left foot down, hug your right knee in. If it doesn't hurt your back in any way, shape, or form, then go ahead, lengthen that left foot all the way down onto the mat. Nice. Hug that right knee closer towards your right armpit, starting to stimulate the digestive tract, encouraging everything to move the way that it needs to. At the same time, because we're focusing on the lower body, notice how that hip is feeling. Okay. Whenever you're ready, stretch that right leg all the way up toward the ceiling. You might bring a deep bend in your knees. This is the first leg opening through the backside. So be gentle, be very gentle, especially when it comes to your hamstring. The sole of that right foot points up toward the sky, your hands clasped behind your right hamstring. If you are feeling open, if you are feeling ready, go ahead, hug that right leg in a little bit closer towards your body. And bring a bend back into your right knee. Nice, a half happy baby. So this time with your knees bent, right sole of your foot comes back up toward the sky. If you can, hang on to the inner or outer edges of your right foot. You can also hang on to your ankle or your calf. And begin to feel, again, this is the first hip opening. So feel a gentle opening through that right hip. Bring a bend into that right knee. Take a bend into that left knee. Come into reclined pigeon. Right leg crosses over the left. And go ahead, only if you want, pick up that left leg. Hang on to the backside of your left hamstring. Both sets of toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. You might even draw that left knee into the right a little bit more. That right knee out toward the top of your mat. Create a perfect 90-degree angle, or at least that's what you're aiming for. And just get a sense of how your hip is feeling today, your right hip. We're just warming up. And because we're just warming up, nothing should be shaking. If you're shaking, give yourself a little bit of space. We'll call that good for now. Gently allow that left foot to come back down onto the mat, uncross your legs, and left knee into your chest. If suitable, go ahead, straighten that right leg all the way down toward the bottom of your mat or the top of your mat, depending on which side you're laying on. Hug that left knee into your left armpit a little bit more. And then go ahead, nice and slow, begin to extend that left foot up toward the ceiling, sole of that left foot pointed up toward the ceiling. Your hands clasped behind your left hamstring. Again, bring a bend into your knees if you need your knee. And you're just simply awakening the back of your leg line just enough. So they're encouraged to wake up, to energize a little bit. We're bringing in a sense of energy about all this. Nice. And then transition into reclined pigeon, a bend into that right knee. Left leg crosses over the right. And only if suitable for you, go ahead, pick up that right leg, clasp your hands behind that right hamstring. Both sets of toes point up toward the ceiling. Draw that left knee toward the top of the mat. Draw your right knee into the left, creating a little bit of opening. And here, you're gently opening up and waking up your hips. You're also, more importantly, coming into a sense of body awareness, of knowing where you are in your lower body today. Gently allow that right leg to come back down. Bring a bend into that left knee and half happy baby on this side. Sole that left foot up toward the sky. Hang on to the inner or outer edge of that left foot or your ankle or your calf. If you can, allow that right leg to straighten all the way out in front of you. Keep that bend in your left knee. Okay, bring a bend into that left knee, bring a bend into that right knee, keeping a sense of energy about all this. Now, if that low back or any part of your back is in not the best shape today, maybe it's sore, go ahead, tip on over to one side and use your hands to help you up. Otherwise, let's give ourselves a little bit of a spinal massage by hanging your hands behind your knees and rocking up and up and down. Maybe 3 or 4 times, however many times feels good for you, and eventually come all the way up into a seated. Hands come forward, feet come behind. Can't help it. Cat cows. We always do some cat cows. Hands right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. Inhale, tailbone to the sky and gaze up to the ceiling. And exhale, round your back. Press your hands into the ground. Nice round that upper back, upper shoulder area, and inhale, tailbone to the sky, gaze up to the ceiling. Exhale, round your back. Okay, move at your own pace now. Whichever feels the best to you, as slow or as fast as you want. But either way, stay mindful that every time that you inhale and your gaze comes up toward the sky, you're feeling that belly stretch out. And every time you exhale and you round your back, you notice an opening through your shoulders. Maybe a short pit stop here into a little bit of a free flow. So move in any direction that feels good to you. Begin to wake up your entire body. And eventually transition into your child's pose. Big toes come together, knees as wide as your mat, and forehead comes down onto the mat to begin with. Stretch your fingertips up toward the very top of the mat. And on your next inhale, inhale, breathe, opening up any stagnation through the back of your heart or the back of your lungs. Exhale, exhale. And on your next inhale, rise up, tabletop position. Tuck your toes underneath the mat. Hips up toward the sky. First downward dog of the day. Pedal it out. Bring in your left knee, then your right, then your left. Your fingers are slightly webbed. You're pressing down through your fingertips and the bottoms of your knuckles. Press down and up into the mat. Lengthen that spine. Come high up onto your tippy toes and exhale. Draw your heels all the way back down. Your heels may or may not reach, and that's okay either way. Lift this time just your hips. Nice. Lift your hips up toward the sky. Draw the backs of your legs toward the wall behind you. It's almost like as if you're trying to touch your belly button to your thighs. At the same time, though, tuck your bottom two ribs in. Yeah, we're working this downward dog. Okay, gently walk your feet up toward your hands. Ragdoll. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Rock your body from side to side and up and down. Shake your head, yes. And no. And then allow your arms to completely dangle, finding space between your neck and your shoulders. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. We'll take one Surya Namaskar. Exhale, swan dive down toward the ground. And inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat. Flow through, lower down. Chaturanga or onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, belly button to spine. Downward dog. Nice. Again, noticing how the backs of your legs feel, especially since we're doing lower body focus. Gently come down onto your knees, tabletop position. And now you're going to need your towel or that extra mat. It's their time to shine. We are going to do some opening through our calves. So it's easy to get into the hamstrings, especially with the half splits or when we get into splits or any forward fold. But the poses that are specifically designed to help open up the calves, those ones aren't as common. This one's such a good one. Take that mat or that towel, place it right behind your knees. So we're going to be coming into hero's pose. Hero's pose being basically sitting on our knees. If this is harsh for your knees or for some reason you don't have full range of motion there, now's a good time to take a block, place it in between both legs so that your sit bones have a little bit of a cushion to be on, a little bit of a prop to be on. Okay, take the mat, place it right behind your knees. If you need the block, make sure the block is ready and right behind you. And whenever you're ready, go ahead, lower yourself down. And you can feel here the opening that you're getting through the calves. We're going to take 3 breaths. And while we're at it, just because we're here anyway, we may as well throw in a little bit of upper body love. Eagle arms, right arm out in front of you, left arm wraps under, up and over. Take it easy. You don't have to match up the palms just yet. You don't have to match anything up, and just take it easy for this one. Gently unwind, open up your arms. Gently come forward so that you can shift your towel or your block to, if you were to split your calves into 4 different sections, this would be section 2 of 4. So lowering it down just slightly towards your ankles. And whenever you're ready, go ahead, sit back. You may have already noticed by now, the more pressure that you take in sitting back, the deeper the opening you're going to get through your calves. So if you need less, just kind of prop yourself up. Left hand comes in front this time, right arm wraps under, up and over the left. Noticing how the right side of your shoulder feels. Again, you don't need to match your palms up. Your elbows can be wherever they land. We're just taking it easy for the first one. And gently open up your arms. Nice. And then section 3 of 4, lowering the mat down Let's see. Well, it all depends on how. Let's just say three, section 3 to 4. Okay, a little bit closer toward the ankles. Go ahead, find the amount of pressure that you would like, that you need. And we're getting into the bottom portion of the calves. Eagle arms. Right arm stretches out, left arm wraps under, up, and over. And we're going to take a longer moment here with both the calves and the arms. So now take your time. Maybe you match the palms of your hands together. Draw your elbows toward the center of your chest and maybe even lift it up toward your chin a little bit. Deep breath, long, deep inhale. And exhale. And then gently after that third breath, release your eagle arms, open your arms right wide out beside you. You might even be inclined to clasp them behind you and draw those clasped hands down towards your tailbone, opening up your chest. Gently release. And the final section, lowering that towel or that mat closest to your ankle, but still on the calf, like the bottommost part of your calf. And find your position here. Nice. Left arm comes out in front. Right arm wraps under, up, and over. Eagle arms. Drawing the palms of your hands together. Your elbows towards your heart center. Maybe even drawing it up towards your chin a little bit. And on after that third breath, gently unwind your arms, reach them right out wide beside you. Maybe you clasp them together, drawing those clasped hands down towards your tailbone, opening up that heart space. Inhale. And exhale, gently release. Nice. Hopefully that felt really good for you. I really like doing this posture, especially if those calves are tight, if you went for long walks over the weekend, if you're a runner or if you hike, all very good for that. Okay, hands come forward. Tuck your toes underneath the mat and hips up toward the sky. Downward dog. Inhale. We're picking up the flow. Right leg up toward the sky. Bring a bend into that right knee. Make sure you're grounding down firmly with both hands, especially that left hand, so that you don't collapse through the left shoulder. Bring that leg back behind you and exhale. Sweep that right foot in between both hands. Gently lower down onto the left knee and inhale, rise up. Arms come up overhead. Low runner's lunge. Take gauge of how that left hip flexor is feeling. Exhale, cactus arms. Look up toward the sky, opening up that chest. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. We'll do things for threes today. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Arms up toward the sky. Right hand comes down towards your right leg and left hand tips on over toward the right hand side. Nice. Finding a deeper opening through your side body, all the way down to your left hip flexor. Inhale, that left hand comes back up. Both hands toward the either edge of that right foot. Tuck your left toes underneath. If you've got your blocks or books, this is a good time to also use your blocks or books if you know that you need that extra support, that extra height. Lift that left knee up off of the mat and exhale, lengthen out that right leg. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Nice. Exhale, lengthen knee to shin, right leg. Inhale, low runner's lunge. And exhale, knee to shin, right leg. This time, if you need the height, again, use the blocks or the books beside you. This time, pick up that right heel. Right toes point up toward the sky. Do you see the shift, or do you feel the shift there from just the hamstring to more of your calves now getting opened up? And we'll stay here for 3 breaths. If you'd like the support, you can also place a block underneath that right foot so you have a little bit of support. You don't have to use just the strength of that right foot. Third breath, allow that right foot to come back down. Bring a bend into that right knee, a bend into that left knee. Left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, hands to heart center, palms face forward. Take one big step back with that right foot. Both feet pivot toward the long edge of the mat. Hands to either side of your hips. Inhale, standing tall. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Again, if you have your block or book with you and you need that extra height, place it underneath you so that you have support. On the other hand, if it's really easy for you to come down onto the palm of your hands, maybe you move your way down onto your elbows. Noticing your inner leg line, opening up, wrapping through the outer edges of the calves. Belly button tones to your spine. Hands come back to center. And plant that left hand directly underneath you, that right hand on your sacrum, and take a gentle twist. Again, rather than shifting through your hips, keep your hips level. You can use your hands to notice that, and twisting through that upper body. If it's feeling good for you, you want a little bit more, maybe you open up that right hand toward the sky. Exhale, right hand comes down to where that left hand is. Left hand to your sacrum. Make sure your hips are nice and even. And should you want a deeper twist, then go ahead, inhale, left arm up toward the sky. And exhale. Nice. Left hand comes down toward the right, belly button to your spine, hands to either side of your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Pivot your left toes toward the front of the mat. Pick up that right heel. Crescent lunge. And then step forward. Right foot comes forward to meet the left. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, swan dive down toward the ground. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back with that left foot. Nice. Once again, opening up that left hip flexor. And we'll go flow for one more round. Exhale, lengthen out that right leg, knee to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, knee to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, knee to shin, and this time pick up that right heel, right toes come up toward the sky. Squeeze your hips together or square your hips. Nice. Gently come back onto the full sole. That right foot gently lower down that left knee. Both hands toward the inner edge of that right foot. Bring a bend into that left knee. Yes, your left quadricep. This might be all you need. And you could probably feel a nice opening as it is. But if you want more, need more, reach back with that right hand. Take hold of that left quadricep. This is so good, especially if you're a runner. You know, those quads get pretty tight. And if you want even more than this, you can even come down onto your forearm, but only take what you need. Nice. If you're on your forearm, now's a good time to come back up onto the palm of your hand without slingshotting this left foot down. Gently allow it to lower all the way back down. Nice. Okay. Spiral your right knee to face the long edge of the mat. Allow that left foot to come all the way into your sit bone. Yeah, just kind of a fancy way of getting ourselves into a shoelace pose or a cow facing pose. So you want that right knee to be more or less stacked over top of your left. You might have to shift your feet maybe a little bit further out, maybe a little bit closer in, depending on where your anatomy is at. But as long as you feel this in that right hip, you are good to go. Inhale, sit tall. And exhale, if you'd like, fold forward, opening up that right hip now. Inhale. Nice. Rise all the way back up. Sweep both feet toward the back. Tuck your toes underneath the mat. And we'll start here from high plank. Lower down. Chaturanga or onto your belly. Inhale. Upward dog or cobra. And exhale. Belly button to your spine. Downward dog. Nice. Noticing there's a difference between how that right leg feels compared to the left. And now let's even it out. Inhale that left leg up toward the sky. Bring a bend into that left knee becoming the highest point of the pose if you can, really firming down with that right hand. Lengthen that left leg out behind you and exhale, sweep left foot in between both hands. Gently lower that right knee all the way down. Inhale, both hands up toward the sky. 3 times. Exhale, cactus arms, open up that chest. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms come up. This time, left hand comes down toward the left leg. Right hand tips on over toward the left hand side. Nice. Noticing that right side body this time opening up. And maybe you even notice a difference between your right hip flexor versus your left. Usually one side of our body is tighter than the other. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Hands to either side of that left foot. Tuck your right toes underneath the mat. Choose if you would like to have your blocks or books or any sort of support underneath you. And then lift your right knee up. Exhale, lengthen that left leg. Knee to shin. Inhale, nice low runner's lunge. Exhale, knee to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. And exhale, knee to shin. By the way, even though we're not getting too sweaty or too spicy today, you're still toning that belly button to your spine. So keep that core engaged. Okay, pick up your left toes. All 5 toes point up toward the sky. Noticing that opening shift more into the calves. Again, you can place a block right in front of that left foot for a little bit of support if you'd like. Nice. And allow the full sole of that left foot to come down onto the mat and draw that right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, both arms up toward the sky, hands to heart center, palms face forward. Let's take a balancing posture. So bring a bend into that left knee. And draw that right knee up towards your chest, like a slight bend into that left knee so it's not locked. Cross the right leg over the left. We've been here so many times, actually. We've done a lot of standing figure 4. So you got this. You got this. Hands to heart center. Draw your sit bones toward the wall behind you. And you choose how far you'd like to go. This is perfect. If you want to go a little bit further, you can allow your hands to come down onto the mat. And that's probably as far as we're going to go today. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Allow that right foot to come down beside the left. Nice. And pick up that left knee towards your chest. Cross left foot over your right. Draw your sit bones toward the wall or the window or the door behind you. Hands to heart center. Noticing your hips again. Is there one hip that's tighter than the other? Just noticing. If you want to go further, let your hands dangle down toward the ground. And inhale, hands to heart center. Come all the way back up to standing. That wasn't so bad, right? Pretty good. Nice. Take one big step back with that right foot, and we'll do a crescent lunge. Nice. Really pressing back with that right foot. And eventually exhale, hands come over top that left. We're going to flow one more time. Exhale, lengthen out that left leg, knee to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, knee to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, knee to shin. And this time, lift all 5 toes up toward the ceiling. Inhale, back to low runner's lunge. Gently lower down that right knee onto the mat. Both hands toward the inner edge of that left foot. Bring a bend into that right leg. This might be all you need for that quadricep stretch, or if you want more, go ahead. Reach all the way back with that left hand. Take hold of that right foot. Take your time. Notice where you are. And then if you want even more than that, perhaps you come down onto your right forearm. If you're on your forearm, come back up onto the palm of your hands. And if you have hold of that right foot, gently, without slingshotting it down, allow it to come all the way down onto the mat. Nice. Go ahead and spiral yourself toward the long edge of your mat with that left foot over top of the right this time. I'm just going to face the other way so that you can see me. Left knee over top of the right. Firm both sit bones down as much as you can onto the mat. You might need to draw your feet out a little wider or maybe towards your sit bones a little bit more. Inhale, sit tall. And exhale, fold forward. Nice. Inhale. Rise all the way back up. Unwind both legs so that they stretch right out in front of you. We'll do one last forward fold. Use your hands to remove the fleshy parts of your sit bones away. Toes point up toward the sky. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. And exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips, leading with your chest. Your hands land wherever they need to land. If you do have the space to, you could take your hands to either edge of your feet. Gently release. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Bring a bend into your knees and roll all the way onto your back. Nice job. Inhale, draw your knees into your chest. Rock them side to side. And then eventually make your way into the final posture of the day. Stretch your legs out in front of you, your hands down beside you, palms face the sky, and open up your arms wide enough so that you can feel your shoulder blades nice and flat against the mat. Soften your feet, let them flop out to either which way. And let's settle in with one releasing breath. A long, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh out through your mouth. Sink in, sink down. Because we focused so much on the lower body today, including the hips, there may have been some pent-up emotions that has been released. Take the time now to notice what you notice. Perhaps there's been a shift in the way your body feels, or perhaps a shift in your mood. And then sink in, letting it all go, trusting you've already received what you need out of this practice. Long, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Long, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Perfect. Just focusing on these long, full, deep breaths. Completing your practice with 3 of the fullest, deepest breaths that you've taken all day long. And then gently reawaken. Bring movement back into your body. Moving your hands and your feet, your ankles and your wrists. And maybe you stretch your arms right up overhead for a nice deep stretch, energizing you for the other half of your day. Draw your knees into your chest, your arms around your knees, rocking from side to side one more time if it feels good, and eventually tipping over onto one side or another. Use your hands to slowly help you up into a seated position. Nice. Hands come to heart center. Bow in towards yourself one last time as you take a moment here and recognize yourself for coming onto your mat today, for showing up, for giving yourself this moment, this time. Of course, for the light within you. And then gently flutter your eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I will see you at the next class. Have a good day. Namaste.